Hello guys, I'm round Emma's and Jamie's house and I'm here to do a little bit of work with us. A couple of us are here today. David and Jamie's here. Right, so I'm going to be doing a lot of sanding today. I'm going to flip these around and show you what needs sanding, and I'm going to do some work on these doors. Right, so like all the bits up here and that needs sanding, that needs taken down. The entire ceiling needs sanding, guys. And the reason being, because they've painted with vinyl silk emulsion, and we're putting vinyl matte on, so it won't stick to the vinyl silk. Like the matte paint, it'll start peeling off. So we need to sand it first to create like a key, you know, and we're going to do that. We've got the skirting boards to sand, so we haven't made a start, but all the skirting boards need sanding, and all around here, you know, it's just going to be a lot of sanding, guys. So I'm not going to be vlogging much of that because obviously that's boring. But I have been sanding these doors. I've taken this, you know, it used to have a rack on here, like a coat hanger, sorry. I've taken that off. I've taken the handles off, and all of the like bits out of there. So I'm going to wood fill all of this. I've taken the handles off this, and you know, it's had like a rail on here in the past. So I'm going to wood fill all of the doors because they are going to keep them. They're actually really good doors, guys. The solid wood, and the colonial kind of 6-panel doors, which they were going to, you know, that's the type they wanted in anywhere. So I think we're going to keep these ones, and we're just going to do like the work on them. And I mean, why not? You know, if you can reuse it, that's great. But yeah, they are really nice. I mean, there's a little bit of quirkiness to this one. Can you see? The panel's not in straight, but I think that adds character. You know, in the past that would have like bugged me, you know, because I would have had to have everything straight, and sometimes I am a bit like that. But in this case, I don't mind. Well, I don't mind that. I hope Emma doesn't. I'm just not going to point it out to her because she's a lot like me. But yeah, they're pretty in decent condition. So let's get wood filling them. Right, I'm having a little break from the sanding, but I've came in to see what David's up to, and he's fitting the coving in Alice's room. So this is what it's looking like so far, guys. I'll just show you. He's done along here and along here. That bit is going to be pieced in later, but he's just doing up here. He's doing the easy bits, aren't you?
Well, that bit's a funny bit. It's all over the place because the wall actually goes out as it goes up, so I'm going to have to sort of manually eyeball it and cut it in. And so yes, it's not an easy bit, so that's why it's been left to me.
Yeah, he's going to leave that on the end because it's not so easy. And as you can see, it's fitting over the top of the old oven. So that's the old one there. It just looks so much neater and better, you know, this new oven. I think it looks better now, and it hasn't even been painted yet or anything. But yeah, it's looking much better. So I'll let Dave get on with that, and I'm going to go and sand a wall. okay, so I'll just give a quick recap of where we are really. So I'm in Alice's room at the minute, and as you can see, the curtains are up. The ceiling has been, it's like first whitewash on it, and this wall has as well. I've gone around all of the skirting boards and filled them, you know, where there's you can see like where there's these grey patches, it's where I filled, and they've been sanded, so, and they've been you know, the builder's caulk, and that's been put in all the way around the skirt boards. I still just need to do a little bit of sanding here and over here, but everywhere else is sanded, and up here, like where the curtains been put on, that's all been caulked, or caulked, I don't know, that's been filled and sanded. So this room just needs a little bit of sanding and cleaning, and then it's ready to decorate. I mean, I know you'd be saying alien, but there's no sockets on, and that one's hanging off. It's intentional, guys. I'm going to put the sockets on at the last minute, you know. This one went on because we needed to be using it. In this room, there's David here. He's busy putting the channeling in here. So this is the light to the bathroom, and it's going to be the fan as well. So there's the hole for the fan, and one of these is the light and one of them is the fan. In here, I don't know where these floorings come from, but it's not staying down, is it? No, it's just a temporary flooring, like vinyl that's been put down to protect the floor really. In here, okay, so in here, what's going on? Yes, we need to get some plasterboard and dot and dab these walls. We do have the tiles. Emma wants panelling and half tiles. The shower needs moving to the centre of this wall. Well, it doesn't need moving. They've got a new shower, so this needs taken out, moving there. The bath needs to be, repositioned. The sink, also the pipes, need to be repositioned. Actually, we've put them in the wrong place, so they need to be in the centre of here. So yeah, that's the bathroom. In this room here, the doors have all been sanded as well. I filled all the doors, you might have already seen, and all of this kind of architrave, because we're trying to keep it, you know, like keep the costs down. So we've like filled and sanded. Honestly, this is why I haven't been vlogging, guys, because it's just been all mainly filling and sanding, you know, all of the like tedious boring stuff. But as you can see, the curtains all up. It's had a wash coat on it, and the ceiling, oh my goodness. So the ceiling, it's been had originally vinyl silk emulsion on. Now they don't want vinyl silk, they want matte emulsion, but you can't put matte on top of vinyl silk. So what we did was we've sanded the ceiling to try and key it, but it was just so many coats of vinyl silk on it. I used a P60 grit, and it still wasn't strong enough to take the sheen off it, to key it. So it's been coated with some primer paint. I'll show you it, it's downstairs. This wall's also being filled in places, and it's been sanded as well. I mean, it doesn't look like, but it has been sanded and it is ready for painting. Around the skirting boards again, these have been all sanded, and the builder's caulking's been put in as well. So again, this one's, you know, it's getting very close for decorating. Everywhere needs cleaning down and things. In the cupboards where the boiler was, remember guys, the boiler was in here, so the holes being filled. The holes, I mean, it's very rough in here. These two holes need filling. This is just a dump ground at the minute, and this cupboard as well. this one. Can you remember there was a big hole here? And you could see down into the living room. Well, there's some flooring being put in. Excuse the mess, I've been sanding. And there's a ceiling in there now, because you could see up there as well. So it's got a little bit of a ceiling in. It all needs, you know, caulking and round here does as well. And then obviously they'll probably shelve it, you know, but they can do that when they're like in the property. But yes, so I've been sanding this door, and can you see it just like, can you see that? I mean, literally, you can scratch it off with your nails. That was, I've sanded all of this off, so where you see it yellowy is where I've sanded it. That's all gone now, but there is still patches. Can you see it just flakes off? Honestly, I can scratch it off with my nail. It's been put on that thinly, and can you see there? It's like, so this is what it's been like, the entire property. You know, it's been like this, where they've painted it, and it's just, yeah, they've not primed it or anything. They've just painted gloss on top of gloss, and it's just not worked. So yeah, these have been an absolute nightmare, guys, to do. A nightmare, honestly. And the doors, they were pretty much a nightmare as well. But you can see, you know, this is it has been sanded. It's getting new handles on and things, but they were all prepped, ready to paint. I'll just take you in it here, the passage. Yes, so up here the covens are on. The light fitting's been moved. We're putting because do you ever put it in the wrong place, didn't you?
What's that?
The light thing.
No, I put it back where it was.
Oh, right.
Nobody informed me it was moving, therefore.
So David put it back to where it was, but Emma wanted it more centralised, so he's just moved that, just tweaked that. Aragog's corner, where Aragog used to live up here. Yes, the covens are up, so as you know, it's a new ceiling. The covens are up and being caulked and everything. We've sanded this down, guys, so, you know, we're hoping that it's been sanded enough to just paint, you know, we've tried to like blend it in so they didn't have to get all of this skimmed up here. Again, just trying to keep costs down. David's just busy filling that. What was it called? I always call it browning.
Technically it's called bonding coat. It's like the undercoat for plaster.
Yeah, it used to be called browning though, didn't it?
Yeah, everyone still knows it as that.
So he's filling it with that, and then he'll fill it with like the finishing coat over the top. So he's going to be doing that. Okay, yes. So my job is to, I've sanded these once, you know, the skirting boards here. I have sanded them, and I sanded them with P60 grit. So it's this one here, just come downstairs, this P60 grit, but it just tears it up, honestly, guys. It's just, you know, and I need a finer grit. So I've just put a P120 on the sander, so I'm going to be using that one. And this stuff is brilliant, guys. If you haven't already heard of it, it's the Zinser, the Bullseye 123 primer, sealer and stain killer. So if you know, use this as a primer, because the woodwork in here is had gloss. It's gloss. Can you see? It's like this is coming off, but it's all gloss paintwork. Now Emma and Jamie don't want gloss; they want satin wood. So you can't paint satin wood on top of gloss. You know. So yeah, that, I mean, even if you key it, even if you sand it, it's still iffy. You know. So, but you can sand it, which is what I'm doing. I'm sanding, and then I'm going to put like the paint on, you know, the undercoat, and honestly, guys, this is brilliant stuff. It's not cheap, but it's worth doing. And I'm actually putting this on the ceiling as well, because the sanding wasn't working on the vinyl silk. Now this is a prime example of another ceiling, you know, that needs priming. We're going to have to prime it because they want matte on. And in here, again, the same scenario, you know, we've got vinyl silk on the ceilings where we need it to be matte, you know, so I'll paint it with a what is it, Zinsa? I always call it Zinsta, but it's Zinsa, because it's Bin Zinsa, the other one, the oil-based.
Yeah.
Bin Zinsa.
If I send that off, you've got a couple of drinks.
Can't say it without a couple of drinks. So yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, so we are getting somewhere.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive.
I've got a bowl of water here with some pine disinfectant in, and I'm just going to wash all the walls down. I actually need to wash the walls down, the skirting boards and the window, so we'll get doing that.
In this town, look at the beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest. Blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down.
Guys, I've washed everything down. It was quick for you guys, but it wasn't for me, believe me. So I washed the walls, I've washed the skirting boards, and I've washed the floor as well, like swept and mopped the floor. So this room is ready. You know, I can't believe it, guys. It's ready for painting. You know, I never thought I'd see this day. I really didn't. It's been just like so bad, hasn't it, this house? What can you remember when we had to take this wall down? And there was woodworm in the floor. I mean, Craigie, I'm glad we've passed all that. But I've got my list here. I just scribble on the wall jobs to do, and then obviously we'll cross them off as we do them. And this is like a materials list. I'm going to have to paint over this, but I do this in every room. You know, I leave like a list, you know, for on the, like, penciled on the wall. But anyway, yes, that's done. Oh, actually, I haven't washed up there. Can you see? I need to clean up there. Nearly there.
When I'm in this town, look at the beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Look at the beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to.
So that's the wash coat and all the new plaster. And the coving, all in, caulked, sanded, etc. Just need to clean the walls, and we're good to start in this room. So the main bedroom's got the coving in, again all sanded and filled in, and because with this ceiling it had vinyl silk on, we tried sanding it and it's awful. So we've actually put a coat of Zinster primer paint on, and that hopefully should mean that the mat that we're going to put on as the final coat should stick.
Right guys, I'm just going to paint the ceiling with the Dulux Pure Brilliant White matte emulsion. So I'll put you on a time lapse and I'll do the ceiling.
Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me.
Whilst I'm waiting on the ceiling to dry, I'm going to do the first coat on the walls, which was this paint, and it's called Just Walnut by Dulux, and it's a matte finish. So I'm going to paint 3 walls with this paint because there's wallpaper going on that wall there. So yeah, I'll get on and do that now. Right, I've got the first coat on. As you can see, it's like quite patchy. And you see where the filler's been. It is very patchy. So it needs another coat on at least. Possibly a third coat, we'll see though. You can see where I've cut in, you know, it's a bit darker where I've like did the cutting in. So yeah, I'm going to put another coat on this and then see what it's like with 2 coats. I haven't cut in at the top here because I've still got the ceiling to do. So I'll cut in after I've done the ceiling. Right guys, I've put 2 coats of emulsion on the walls. I think it's covering okay. Yeah, I believe it's covering okay. I've just did some like little patches here, you know, what looked a bit patchy. You can see I've cut in, you know, along the skirting boards. It's drying out now. It's just like bits, you know. So yes, that's the walls painted. I need to cut in at the top here, but I've had to put some, I've had to paint the coving again, because honestly, new coving is absolute pain to paint, to cover. It's so difficult. Can you see where the jointing compound is? Like there, you'd see it's discoloured. Yeah, I've had to put some of this on. Amazing stuff, this, if you haven't used it before. It's a stain blocker, you know, so I've put that one up there, and I just need to paint over, you know, where the joints are, and then I can cut in across the top. But whilst I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to paint the skirting board with a base coat of the, you know, this stuff, because it's a primer as well. So I'm going to paint these. I'm just going to leave this bit here at the top until this dries here. But I can get on and paint like this bit, you know, of the skirting board. And I can paint like this side of the door. I can start and like prime this side of the door. So I'm going to do that now. Right, so the undercoat is dried now, so I can I can start painting with this. I'm using the Dulux Quick Dry Satin Wood in the mid sheen. It's in the pure brilliant white, and it's for wood and metal. So I'm going to do all the skirting boards and the door with this next.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic light.
Oh my goodness, look at this, guys. There's a storm and it's hail. Wow. It's been thunder and lightning, and now it's just hailing. Oh, look at it bouncing off the roof. Crikey. guys, I'm up to decorating this wall. I'll just swing this round. This wall here. Okay, I've got the table here. I've just pointed out. I'm sorry if you get a bit of motion sickness. But I've got my decorating table here. It's not the traditional PS table. I just think they're quite flimsy and they never last long. So we've got this one, it's really sturdy. I've got all of my wallpaper and things here. And this is the wallpaper that we've chosen for Alice's room. It's really very pretty. I'll just open it and I'll give you a look. It's a woodland kind of, can you see that? So I've got little bunnies on and birds and squirrels in the tree. So it's this lovely beige woodlandy kind of wallpaper. So I'm going to be putting that on.
And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down.
Right, so I've made a plumb line, so it's going to be straight, my first piece. And I've done it with the spirit level. I mean, in the old days, you used to use a weight, like a plumb weight on a string, but I find this much easier than using the old plumb line. So I've got my straight line now, and I'm going to start putting the paper on.
Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting.
Right, I hope you can see this. I've just made a little nick, for the length. All I'm going to do is fold my wallpaper back on itself, find the nick, and then I'm going to fold it at the nick, and then I'm going to line these edges up so they're straight. I'll put my glasses on. That's better. So I line the edges up so they're together on this side. And then I fold along there. And we want like a sharp crease. Normally I would use a knife, but I haven't got one here. So all I'm going to do is use my scissors to create a nice sharp crease there. I mean, this might not be the way to do it. This is just the way I do it and I find it works for me. So if there's any painter and decorators out there, you probably think, what's she doing? But it works for me. So, I'm not professional. We just do things ourselves to keep costs down. So I'm just going to cut along that line that I've scored here. I'm going to pop this wallpaper from over there, ready to do my next piece. And then I'm going to paste this.
Wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know.
Right guys, I also like to paste the wall as well, when it's on, especially on new plaster, because I find it just absorbs the paste so fast, so easily. So I like to paste the wall as well as the strip of wallpaper.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, the sky is falling down.
the aim, I guess, is to get it so you can't see the join at all in the wallpaper, like where the two pieces meet. So this is the join here, and I can barely see it myself, to be honest. This is it here. So I'm really, really happy with that. If I stand back, you might be able to see like a slight, but honestly, that's gone together like really, really good. I'm surprised because it's an old house and the walls are often right out. But yeah, them two pieces have gone on like a dream. I watch the next two pieces won't.